Alright, open GameMaker, we're making a game. We're going to go click on new, we're going to click GameMaker language, not drag and drop, don't be scared. We're going to call it making a game. I don't care what you call it whatever you want. We have a game, there's nothing in it, we're going to make a sprite. So right click in sprites, hit create, go to sprite. I'm just going to make a new sprite, 32 by 32, that's fine. Now I'm going to name it anything, we don't have time to name things. I'm just going to get yellow, I'm going to get filter, nice big yellow, black on that's fine. Just get this brush, we're just going to draw a little happy face, that's our player, isn't that cool? Now I'm going to right click in objects, we're going to make a new object, we'll actually give this one a name, that's probably important. We're going to call you OPlayer. I'm going to set the sprite to be the sprite of the thing we just made. Okay, so that's the image, that's the player object. Okay, understand so far? Good. We're going to go to rooms and go into the room, and we're going to click OPlayer, and we're just going to drag him into the game world just like that. And then we're going to press F5, run the game, wait way too long, and then we get a little game up. That's our game. Okay, we've got a game object that's in the game. He's a little happy face. He's real happy. Okay. All right. Once you're done celebrating, we're going to come back to OPlayer. We're going to add an event. We're going to add the step event. This happens every single frame of your game. Very, very simple. I'm going to type if keyboard underscore check open bracket vk left x equals x minus 3, and then I'm going to take this line. I'm going to copy it, I'm going to paste it a few more times, and then I'm going to change VK left to be VK right, and then VK up, and VK down. This is our arrow keys telling us how we're going to move, alright? Left and right are going to move our X position, right needs to increase it, left needs to decrease it, up is going to change our Y position, it's going to decrease it, down is going to change our Y position, it's going to increase it. Okay, don't worry about the white space and stuff, you can leave whatever spaces you want, it really doesn't matter. Anyway, we've got all that stuff there, we've got him in the game. If I run the game now, it'll take way too long as it always does, but it'll run, and now we can actually move. There we go, we have it. Game of the year, folks, we did it. Made a video game, we can move around, isn't that great? We are not done yet, no, not by a long shot. We're going to make a new sprite, and we're right clicking sprites and hitting the create sprite. We're going to resize this because we want our enemy to be a bit bigger. We're going to type 48 into here. So rather than 32 by 32, it's 48 by 48. We're going to get a red color. I'm just going to click there, and then we're just going to make him just kind of look angry. And yeah, that's our sprite. I'm going to right click on objects, hit create object. We're going to call this one enemy. Okay, so it's probably important for this to have a name. Assign it to have that sprite. Now every frame we just want the enemy to move towards the player, so I'm going to add the step event once again. I'm going to take X, I'm going to set it to equal itself plus length underscore X. We give it a length and a direction, gets that amount of like X in that direction. The length is going to be like 1.5 because we want it to move slower than the player does, so the player has a chance. And then the direction is going to be point underscore direction, open bracket x y oplayer.x oplayer.y close bracket semicolon. All right, I'm going to copy that line, I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to change the x's here to y's and the X here to a Y as well. And this just means every single frame is going to move from where it is towards where the player is by 1.5. Okay, really simple. If we go into the room now, we can play some of these around. They look really silly. We're going to press F5. We're going to click OK to this. Game's going to run. And then we're going to see these dudes coming towards the player no matter where he goes. He touches them, nothing happens though. That's bad. We want to fix that. So we're going to make a game over. I'm going to make a new room. Okay, this is just going to be our game over room. We're going to make a new sprite. We're going to make it super big. Okay, we're going to resize the canvas, make it like 640 by 360. That's the size of my room at the moment. I'm going to edit the image, and I'm literally just going to grab like the biggest tool I have here and just be like, game over. Yeah, that'll do. Then we're going to come to room 2. I'm going to add an assets layer, and then I'm going to click on that. I'm going to hold Alt. That'll just allow me to sort of drag it in and click wherever I want. Boom. Okay, simple stuff. Game over room. Then when we go to enemy, I'm going to add a new event for if it collides with player, and if it does, we're going to do room go to next. Open bracket, close bracket. The semicolon's optional, it's just good programming practice, okay? Don't worry about it. You cannot put it there. Semicolon scares you, don't put it in. It doesn't matter, okay? Then I'm going to run the game once again, just so we can see. We've got a bunch of enemies, they move towards us. If we touch them, boom, game over. Simple as that. You probably do want to make it so you can actually restart the game, because at the moment when we go there, it's kind of a soft lock. So I'm going to right click, I'll make a new object, object 3, whatever, add an event, the key pressed, letters, R. This will just happen whenever we press the R key if this object's around. And just do game underscore restarts. Okay, open close bracket, and then go to room 2 that we just made. Grab object 3 and just like you can just make sure you've got the instances layer selected. Then just drag that object in, or you can hold Alt and click and place a million. Don't place a million, just place one. And we've got one of those now. If we run the game there, just to make sure. We're going to get hit by these, come to game over. If I press R, the game restarts and we can play again. Okay, good stuff. Now this game isn't very fair. We touch an enemy, we die, there's nothing we can do, so we're going to give us something to fight back. We're going to give us a bullet. Okay, so I'm going to right click in sprites. We're going to make another new sprite. We're just going to go to edit image. I'm just going to grab, I don't know, a big circle brush, put it there. I'm going to go to image, auto trim all frames just to shrink it down. That's what, 15 by 15? Yeah, that's fine. Then I'm going to make a new object. We're going to call this bullets. Okay, we're going to assign the sprite to be that sprite we just made, and we're going to add an event for if this bullet ever collides with an enemy, and if it does, we're going to do with other. So that means any code we write now is going to affect the thing we've just collided with and not this object itself. In other words, affecting the enemy. We're going to do HP minus minus. Okay, that's going to reduce 1 from the HP value that the enemy has, which we haven't given them yet, but we'll get to that. And then I'm also going to write underneath instance underscore destroy. Okay, which is going to make this instance go away. So the bullet's going to go away, and we're going to reduce the hit point of the enemy by 1. The enemy doesn't have hit points, but we'll fix that. We'll go to enemy. We're going to add the create event, so when this object gets made for the first time, we're going to set HP to equal 5. Now every time it hits a bullet, the bullet gets destroyed and it gets reduced by 1. And then in the step event, if HP is less than or equal to 0, if that's the case, then destroy this instance destroy. Then we just actually need to be able to make our bullets. So I'm going to come to player. We're going to add a mouse event. We're going to go for left pressed. So every time we press the left mouse key, we're going to do with instance underscore create underscore layer. This is going to make a new instance of an object. At our current position, XY. The layer is just going to be the same layer we're on. The object is going to be bullets. Okay, close the bracket and close the bracket again. Open a block, because we're doing a with statement again, so everything we do in here is going to affect the bullet, not the player. We're going to set direction to be equal to point direction x, y, wherever the player is, and mouse x, mouse y. That's wherever our mouse currently is. I'm going to set our speed to be like 6, or just something kind of fast, okay? And that's just going to make a bullet every time we press the left button. So if I run the game now and I move away, we can find absolutely nothing happens for some reason. What have I done? Oh yeah, we need to change this. This is left pressed. Left press just means whenever we click on the player, whereas we want to change that to global left press. That's just whenever the left mouse button is pressed in general. Okay, easy mistake to make. Run the game again. Now I can shoot these bullets. And you see they're kind of coming from the top left of the player, and that's because I'm an idiot and I didn't set the origin point on this sprite. So come to this sprite, click this thing over here that says top left, go to middle center. You see this little point go to the center of it. Now when we run the game, that's actually treated as the center of that sprite. So you see the bullets actually come from the middle of the sprite now, and it just looks a little bit better, okay? Now we're going to go one further than this, because this is pretty straightforward. We're going to actually make the enemies flash a little when they get hit, okay? So I'm going to edit this sprite. First of all, we're going to click on this frame. I'm going to copy and paste so it has 2 frames, a frame 0 and a frame 1. And on frame 1, I'm going to take the white color here and the fill tool, and we're just going to make it like white, so as if it's like flashing white, okay? Now we don't want that to animate, because that'll be a bit, yeah, you don't want it to look like that. So I'm going to go to enemy in the create event here. I'm going to set this to be image underscore speed equals 0. That'll stop it from animating. I'm also going to set image index to be 0, which means we're going to definitely have that very first frame, okay? It goes frame 0, frame 1. It counts up from 0, don't ask why. Now we're going to make it so that when a bullet actually collides with enemy, as well as reducing the hit points, we're going to set image underscore index to equal 1. So we're going to set it to that white frame so it looks like it's flashing, okay? But in order to bring it back from that, we need the enemy to automatically set itself to be the normal one again. If we do that in a special event called the begin step event rather than the step event, this will happen at the start of each frame before any of that stuff happens. So it guarantees that when we get hit by the bullet, which will happen after this, and we change white at the beginning of the next step, we're going to change red again. So I'm going to do image I'm going to do image underscore index equals 0 here. So if I run that now, and I shoot these bullets, you can see just for 1 frame when they get hit, they actually do a little white flash, okay? Now the last thing we want to do is, because we just have 3 enemies here and we kill them and the game's over, we want them to keep spawning forever, so we kind of have a bit of a game loop, alright? So I'm going to make a new object. I'm going to call it object 5, whatever, it really doesn't matter. Then I'm going to add an event. I'm going to add the create event. I'm going to set time to equal 60, like 60 frames. Well, that's 1 second, 60 frames a second. Alarm 0 is going to equal time. Alarms go off when they count down over time, and when they hit 0, they go off. So I'm going to add alarm 0 as an event, and when this alarm goes off, we're going to make a copy of the enemy. So instance underscore create underscore layer and the X and Y is going to be random. So I'm going to do random 640, that's the width of our room, random 360, that's the height of our room, layer, whatever, and enemy is the name of the thing that we're making, okay? And then time is going to equal max time minus 1, 10, okay? Max returns whichever is bigger of the values you put into it. Alarm 0 is going to equal time, okay? That just completes the loop there. We're just going to make every 60 frames, we're going to make a new one of these, and we're going to reduce that amount by 1, so then it's 59 frames, every 58 frames, and so on. So they're going to make faster and faster. It's just going to get crazy. Okay, and we're going to go into room 1, we're just going to place a copy of object 5 here, we're going to get rid of the enemies that already exist, we're going to run the game. You might run into an issue where it spawns on top of the player, but we'll fix that. I just want to see if it generally works. Yeah, we've got some enemies that are spawning in, and yeah, one spawns there. That's not very fast, so let's try and fix that. We're just going to give them a little bit of time, okay? So I'm going to go to enemy, we're going to add in the create event, can kill the player equals false. So when this gets made, it can't initially kill the player. We'll go to player here, the collision event with player, and we'll check if can kill the player equals true. Room go to next, so it'll only do that if can kill the player equals true. And then also in the create event, alarm 0 equals 60. So after 1 second has passed, alarm 0 is going to go off, and then we're going to set can kill the player to equal true. So there's going to be 1 second where one of these spawns in where it can't kill you. In fact, we can even go on further and make it so it can't move until that time is up. So if we just come back into the step event here where we do our movement, I'm going to say if can kill the player equals true, and just wrap these in some curly brackets like that. So it'll only do this stuff now if that's actually true. So if I run the game now, we should see that these we have this player here, these guys spawn in, they look menacingly at you for a few seconds, but they can't actually kill you right away until like a second's passed. Kind of hard to test that and get close enough to one to find out, but like that one there probably would have killed me if it was how it was before. And then eventually we touch them, game over. There we have it, we made a video game. A lot of people complain that, you know, video tutorials don't get to the point, so I tried getting to the point. Let me know what you think. If you actually maybe want me to make this exact tutorial again, but like explain what the hell is going on, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I can do that. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching.